is about moving to America as an immigrant from Jamaica. Now, as an immigrant, when you get the news from your mom that's living overseas that it's a possibility you might get a chance to live in the United States, it's like the best news ever. It's like somebody gave you $1 million. It's like somebody called you and say that you qualified to join the NBA. It's a big news to a Jamaican. Because all Jamaicans want to go abroad, whether it be Canada, UK, or America. Well, most popular America. Most people want to come to America. But they will settle for Canada or England as well, because that still is considered a better country than Jamaica. And Jamaica really suffer from this thing called brain drain. A lot of the citizens in Jamaica want to leave and come to America. Back to what I was speaking about. It's the best news. And I remember as a child I was told not to share this information with other people that was around, whether people in my community or my friends. But me personally, I could not shut up. Me personally, I couldn't keep my mouth shut about the fact that I'm leaving Jamaica. I was so excited to go to the United States. I was so happy. I basically told everybody that I could tell that I'm going to America. And it happened that I was supposed to leave when I was 16, and it happens that a year and 2 years run off, and I didn't get a chance to go because something went wrong with my paperwork and my mom was doing the filing process. But all that aside, I ended up coming to America like 2 years after. So I ended up coming to America when I was 18, right after I graduated high school. And I started this school called art school. I was going for food and beverage. While I was in that school, I knew that the process was getting near and the filing was taking place, and it's a possibility I might end up leaving and going to America. So I was very excited about that, very happy. Wasn't really worried about what was going on in Jamaica because I really wanted to leave Jamaica and go live with my mom. And I did. And it was a good feeling, but coming to America, I was so excited to the point where there was somebody, and that was my first time going on a plane. The plane leave out from Kingston International, Norman International Airport, and then it's like it was what they call those flights again? It was one of those flights where you end up taking two planes. So it's a connect flight. Yeah, so we landed in Miami, and I was so excited to be in America for the first time in my life. I remember going to Miami airport and I was looking around. I was like, wow, this is amazing. It was big. That airport was huge, man. It was a big airport. And I was so excited to be in the United States. Then we take a plane from Miami to New Orleans. And I was finally in America for real, like where I'm supposed to be supposedly living. It was an exciting feeling. I felt I was on top. Nobody could tell me that I wasn't on top. I felt like I made it until when it settled in that all the excitement goes out the way, and I was basically sleeping on a couch because the apartment that my mom had at the time wasn't the biggest apartment, so we didn't have much space. So I was sleeping on a couch and she was like getting ready to move out of that apartment and get a bigger one. I was sleeping on a couch. And the air condition, I wasn't used to air condition because where I was living in Jamaica, we didn't have AC in our place of living. We had fans. And Jamaica is super hot and America is different. It was the heat that I was exposed to in that sun because my mom was staying in the south, Mississippi. That's where we was living. That place is not normal when it gets hot. When that place get hot, it get hot. I thought Jamaica was hot, but that place is on a whole other level of heat. And I wasn't used to the air condition, and the air condition, well, I was sick all the time, bro. I was sick all the time. Every day I was coughing, sneezing, nose running. You name it, all that stuff was happening to me, man. I was always sick. Yes, I wasn't used to that air condition, and that really made me sick. Took a while before my body got used to it. Then the food was on a whole other level. I wasn't the kind of kid that go to Burger King and those places and McDonald's and those places. I wasn't that kind of kid in Jamaica. The most I would do fast food is probably Tasty's Patty, Mother's Patty, or KFC. Apart from KFC, I wouldn't go to McDonald's and those places. And boy, they have a lot of those places here, and the food is very cheap. And then fast forward, I got my first job working at a nursing home. I remember when I first started working and I brought home my first check, man, I thought that was a whole lot of money. When I look at my check, I was like, wow, man, I'm rich. And the next 6 to 7 months, I was living like a rich person. I was going to the mall, I was buying all the shoes, everything that I wanted to buy, I was buying it for sure. And the latest phones that come out, I was buying it until my mom decided, okay, you're going overboard with spending. She was trying to tell me that you can't just be spending your money like that, she was right. I was overdoing it. I was buying a whole lot of things that I didn't need, but I just seen it and wanted it, and I was buying it. So she tried to teach me a lesson by making me telling me that I have to start paying rent. Well, rent wasn't much. It was probably like $200 every month. That's what she was charging me, and I was mad, boy. I was so angry with my mom. I was upset. I was like, wow, she gonna really charge me to live here. I was mad, but looking back on that day, I really realized that she did the best by giving me responsibilities, because that teach me how to pay bills. And trust me, living in America, you're gonna pay bills. Whether you live with your mom or not, you're gonna be paying bills. Because the only bill I had at the time was a phone bill, and she giving me, letting me pay rent. That was a good thing, because that taught me how to put money aside for bills while I'm having fun, and make sure I have that aside and make sure I try to save. So that put me in the habit of putting money aside. So that did end up helping me in saving and putting money to the side. So yes, well, my mom did help me a whole lot, and I'm happy that she did it. At the time, I was upset. I was like, why my mom is letting me do this? Like, why is she making me pay rent? But it was for the best. That taught me responsibility. Yeah, that taught me responsibility. And I was blowing through money like it was nothing, like it was going out of style. I was giving away money, because nobody can tell me I wasn't rich. Yes, it was a learning curve. But yes, it's not easy moving from Jamaica coming to America. It's very challenging, and then people have this problem of understanding you, because where we're from, we speak the Queen English. Jamaicans, we speak the Queen English. We have this other language that we speak that's called Patois, but mostly we speak the Queen language. And America, especially when you live in the South, they don't speak English. They speak some other thing. They call it the lazy tongue. It's like slangs and whatnot. And it's very hard. It was very hard and very difficult for me to understand what they were saying. When it comes to school, understanding my teachers, it was very hard for me to understand what they were saying. And it was difficult for me to catch on. It took me at least 2 years to really understand what these people were saying. Even to this day, I have trouble when it comes to people with the real super country accent. I have a hard time understanding these people. So even to this day, I still struggle. And even to this day, people still struggle to understand me, because I still have my Jamaican accent. Every now and then it comes out, and let people know, hey, I'm not from here. And people still ask the question, where are you from? And to be honest, I really hate answering that question. But yes, that's what comes with being a Jamaican, coming abroad and living in America, and not have to learn, basically. And when you come to America, you're basically starting over, you know. And when you come here as a child, it's not that bad. But when you come here as a grown-up, as in my case, I came here as a teenager, so that wasn't so bad for me. Still had a whole lot of development to do. And in America, when you come to America at 18, you cannot drink. cannot smoke. There's a lot of stuff you're not allowed to do. At that age, I had to wait until I was 21, which I don't smoke and I don't drink, but going to the club, you can't go to the club at 18. And in Jamaica, 18 is basically then the age where you're allowed to do a lot of things. Whatever you want to do at 18, you can do it. But in the States, the age is 21. You have to be 21 if you want to smoke and drink. So it was kind of a learning curve for me, learning a different culture and realizing the difference between America and Jamaica. But I didn't have a problem with those rules because I wasn't the type to really drink and smoke, so it didn't really affect me. But coming to America as a grown man, it's more difficult to really adapt to that way, because you come in with your mannerisms and you come in with your attitude, like your normal way of doing things, and as a grown ass man, it's kind of hard to break you out of that way of thinking and that way of looking at things when you come to America. When you come to America, you have to let however you used to act when you was in Jamaica, you have to literally change the way you act. Because what you're allowed to say and do in Jamaica, you're not allowed to say and do that here. Those kind of attitude and behavior will land you in jail. Jamaica, somebody tells somebody about their mom and that's it. You might argue or might fight or whatsoever, but in America you don't do that here. You can go further, you can end up in prison or you end up getting a lawsuit or all kind of craziness can go on here when you by saying the wrong things. And in Jamaica we say whatever come to our minds. We speak the truth. We don't have time to lie and be fake. In America, people just fake and lie. Somebody in America will hate you, and I mean 100% don't like you and pretend like they like you, and I hate that. I really hate when people are being fake, but that's America for you. They'll do that. They'll do that crap, man. Especially if you don't know what's going on and you're completely lost. They'll pull that they're cool with you, but deep down they're not. They really want to hurt you. In Jamaica, at least when a man hates you, sometimes 9 times out of 10 he will tell you that he hates you. In America, they don't tell you. They just smile with you and then slander you behind your back. Yes, I don't know what else to say about this topic, but yes, that's life in America, pretty much. Well, from my perspective, that's what I've experienced. And you dare not, yeah, there is a number that you get when you come to immigration. When you get your green card, they give you a number called the social security number. Don't give that number out to nobody. So if you come to America for the first time and then you have the social security number, don't let nobody see it. Don't give that information out to nobody, because that's your number. That's the way of the government finding out where you is, what you're doing. And you need that number for everything. You need that number for a job. You need that number for a school. You need that number if you're trying to get an apartment. If you're trying to rent an apartment. You need that number for a lot of different things. That number is one of basically the most important number of your life. It's like a TRN. Basically just like a TRN. But yes, don't let nobody see that number, because they can use that number to basically ruin your life, because you can take out loans with that number. Somebody can literally steal your whole identity, and before you know it, you're paying for cars. You having houses in your names, and you never been into that house and you never bought that car, but it's in your name. And then you have this thing they call credit. And you really want to be careful with that, because boy, if you have bad credit in America, it don't matter how much money you have, you won't have access to a lot of things. You won't even have access to somewhere to live if you have bad credit. If you have bad credit, you might not end up living where you really want to live. They do check your credit whenever you're trying to apply for an apartment. I don't know why they do that, but they do sometimes check your credit. There's a lot of craziness. So yes, 2 things you have to really pay attention to: your social security number and your credit. Don't put anything on your credit, and don't try to take out loans when you can't afford something. We can advise you to just save up, like get a job, save up for whatever you're trying to buy, and buy it that way instead of using a credit card. And if you're going to use a credit card, don't use it foolishly, because you end up getting this thing they call debt. And boy, having bad debt is the worst. When you have bad debt, it's hard to recover from that. You won't have access to a whole lot of things that you would normally have access to if you have good credit. So be careful of what you use your money on, and what kind of credit cards you get, and what you tell people. Yes, basically. Anyway, that's the end of the video. I'm out. Respect. And if you like this video, like and share and comment and subscribe to the channel, please. Your boy need the subscribers them. Yes. I need the subscribers. Subscribe, like, comment. Let me know if you like these kind of videos. Tap in. Let me know if you want to see more content like this. I'm out. Respect.